Hello and welcome here to Kingston, Ontario at McGaffin Field here downtown Kingston. I'm Jacob Ewing. It's game 2 of the first day of the Limestone City Showdown as we had a 12-7 win over the Stouffville Yankees. Took a victory over the Cambridge Cubs and now find ourselves with 2 new teams. It's the Diamond U14 team against the Watson Elite U14 team. So 2 teams looking to start their tournament off on the right foot. It will be the Diamond at the bats in the top of the inning. Leading things off is number 7, Morbili. And at the mound for Watson Elite will be number 21, McInnes, tasked with the starting pitcher role here this evening. We'll here at McGaffin Field for the first 2 games, and then we'll switch over to Woodbine Park for the next 2 days, including more round-robin play tomorrow and Championship Sunday, where we'll crown a championship of the Limestone City Showdown in the junior division. We'll focus back at the ground ball. It gets through the infield as that rides up the left field line, and it's a leadoff single here for the Diamond with a runner aboard. That's a beautifully hit ball. Perfectly up the line. And they'll get things started off successfully here for the Diamond. So now with a runner aboard first base, they have someone to work with here. It's McKenna's first pitch sent swinging will be strike number 1. At the plate right now, this is number 37, Bordeaux. They'll test Morbili over at first. He'll dive back in time and he'll be safe. So Bordeaux will step back into the box. He's 0-1 down. Here's the 0-1 from McInnes. Inside for ball 1. So we'll split the first 2 pitches 1-1. McInnes very lengthy on the mound, very tall, lots of strength behind her. Runner's going to go to second. The throw trying to get him in time. That one looks like it got through second base and makes its way all the way out to the grass. So a successful steal there by Morbili will move himself into a scoring position now at second base. And the Diamond now have a runner in scoring position. Would love to capitalize on him early. We'll focus back up on Bordeaux at the plate. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2, the call. Just clips the outside. So pardon me, make that 2-2 now. Good battle here between Bordeaux and McInnes, and an opportunity to find his first strikeout of the inning, the 2-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 for his first punch out of his outing, and that was a beautiful pitch. Dipped away from Bordeaux and able to get him swinging. Move on in the order. Here's Aubin. Take his time, another righty in the order. Here's the first pitch to Aubin. He'll go swinging, and he powers that one right up the alley in between center and left field. That gets all the way back to almost the warning track, and it's an RBI double for Aubin, and the Diamonds are on the board early in the top of the first inning. That was such a well-hit ball there. Just smoked it right through the infield and perfectly placed there as it was the center fielder and the left fielder racing for that one. And by the time they got there, Aubin was already very comfortably at second base. So a runner in scoring position again and a run cashed in. Here's Caltno at the plate. That's a wild pitch, gets through the catcher, and runner will be able to go to third freely. He makes it there with ease and a base hit away from making it a 2-0 game here early on. So Watson Elite are a base hit away from giving up their second run of the inning. Needing to calm things down here. McInnes got an early strikeout. Would love to find another one and try to get some momentum going. That's popped up to center field. Center fielder moving in. It goes right into the no man's land. The throw home, just a little bit off the mark. Runner going to try to extend the second, and the tag is there in time. So a run will score, but Caldwell, who is trying to extend what could have been an easy RBI single into a double, and a nice play by the center field. It was a play back to the home plate, just a little bit late, and then a play to the second base is tagged for an out. So it's 2-0 Diamond, but with 2 outs now, Watson Elite 1 out away from getting themselves out of this top of the first and sending themselves to the bats. Here's Lauren at the plate here, hitting cleanup this evening for the Diamond. And he'll pop that one up. Looks to be staying in playable territory. The catcher and the third baseman running for it, but nobody able to get to it. Bit fortunate there for the Diamond, so we'll count that one as a foul ball, and we'll head back to the plate. Here's the 0-1. That one gets free from McInnes and away for a ball. Just kind of held on to that ball a little bit too long. Let's split the first 2 pitches 1-1. Make that 2-1. So 2 balls for Loren with nobody aboard after Watson Elite was able to get a runner trying to go to second. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and over top of his head, make that 3 balls now. And 1 ball away from getting on first base with a walk. And Watson Elite, and especially McInnes at the mound, would love to battle his way back into this count here. He found a strikeout early. A huge throw from the catcher to second base to find number 2. Just trying to get out of it. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And ball 4 the call as that's outside and a little high. So a runner will get aboard first base. Here's Audette at the plate. Strike 1. Perfectly placed pitch on the outside corner. Won the count. That one gets through the catcher. Runner will go to second. Swing and a miss at the plate, though. Will mean strike 2, but runner will advance himself into a scoring position. But 1 pitch away, McInnes is from getting himself out of the top of the first and sending his team to the bats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high for ball 1. Has some balls to work with, though, so we won't mind that. He'll change the tempo there. He's got Seaworks to work this count. Audette trying to stay alive. Still, here's the 1-2. And contact low in the zone will get down before it reaches the right fielder. Runner will be waved around third. The throw home, the tag is there in time. And Watson Elite will save another run from coming through after a beautiful play to get it back to the catcher. And the tag there at the plate will end the top of the first inning. We'll see Watson Elite send themselves to the bats in the bottom of the first with their first opportunity to get on the board. So we'll get the bottom of the first underway here. Watson Elite's first opportunity here at the bats. We'll see if they can get going now, down by 2 here early on. Leading things off, we'll have number 16. This is Boliv, and he'll foul that one back off the first pitch. Able to make contact here early on, though. Just get a feel for the ball. This is both these teams' first game of the tournament, so first swings of the tournament for all these players. Just trying to get a feel for it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Had a little swerve on it, just a little high for ball 1. So a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 2, the call. Took a second there, thought about it. Did say it will clip the bottom of the strike zone. That one is hit and gets through the infield. It makes its way through for a base hit and a leadoff single here for Watson Elite. And so runner aboard first base now. And gives them something to work with here. We'll see if they're able to work him around. We'll move on in the order as well. Here's McDougald at the plate. We'll foul that one back. And so he'll take strike 1. But wait for Watson Elite to get their offense going here early on with a runner on first. We'd love to work him into a scoring position. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A test runner over at first. He'll slide back in time. So we'll focus back up on the plate. Here's the 0-1. Runner's going to go to second. The throw to second base. Just not able to connect there. And a successful steal. Runner moves himself over to second in a scoring position. Nice play there. That's at the mound. Starting pitcher this evening for the Diamonds, number 54. That's Kano. So we'll focus back up here on the plate, and a beautiful pitch there will just clip the outside of the strike zone for strike 2. And now McDougald's up against it. Needs to protect anything over the strike zone. Trying to stay alive. Here's the 1-2. And he'll step off and make sure that Balov is back over at second. Focus back up on the plate. That's a ground ball, but the infield shifted heavily. Nice sliding play and able to get it to first in time for out number 1. Beautiful play there by the second baseman. That's number 27. Boucher, and just beautiful. Nice little slide, scoop, and a throw to first for out number 1. We move on to the order here for Watson Elite. It's number 18. This is Kennedy at the plate for his first at-bat. Runner has now at third, a base hit away for getting Watson Elite on the board, and strike 1 of a heavy chop. Sound like he may have got a piece of it, but we'll just tip back into the catcher's glove. So Kano feeling himself here early. Throws with a bunch of velocity, this kid does so early on. Here's the 0-1. Just inside for ball 1. So we'll split the first 2 pitches, 1 apiece. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, Kennedy just backing away from that one. Look at himself, ball 2. He'll take a lead in the count. His focus has to be just to cash in the run over at third, and a nice catch there by Loren behind the plate to contain that one in his possession, and now it's this count in almost full favor of Kennedy. One more ball would put runners in the corners for Watson Elite. So needing to find the strike zone here is the diamond. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's ball number 4 for Kennedy. Moves himself over to first, and runners in the corners here. And tying run now aboard first base. That's a positive there for Watson Elite, and we'll move on to the cleanup hitter. It's number 1, Tipper, at the plate. As they'll focus back up and wait the pitch from Kano. Runner's going to go to second. The throw will get to the pitcher. They're looking at the guy at third, and a nice catch over there by the third baseman to keep that one in his hands. If that one got through, you think potential green light there for Beliv over at third to come home, but able to contain it, and they'll keep runners at third and now second after a successful steal. So both runners in scoring position. That's a nice bit of running there from Kennedy. Not really tested though. We'll focus back up here on the plate. Tipper will take that one inside for a ball. And we'll split the first 2 pitches, 1-1. These are 2 very, very good teams. You can tell so far it's going to be an absolute battle. That pitch will get Tipper in the foot and will load up the bases here for Watson Elite. And a huge opportunity after going down 2 runs in the top of the inning to potentially even take the lead now with game leading run over at first. And we'll have a mound meeting here as coach will come over and have a talk with the pitcher, and the infield will come in as well. Just try to straighten things up. You know, the infield hasn't been bad. Just Watson Elite, just some good base running, a couple walks, and even a base hit to lead things off. Has found themselves in a very, very critical scenario if they're able to capitalize, and everyone will disperse back to their positions, and we'll get this game resumed here just momentarily with bases loaded with only 1 out for Watson Elite. It's number 11, Keefe, at the plate here in a big-time scenario. Keefe would love to find something here, you have to think. Bases loaded, at least tie up the game with this runner over at second. First strike 1. That one clips the outside. And that was a pitch that could have been able to connect. We'll go 0-2 down. And now needs to protect. Looking for a strikeout, Kano is. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he will. Nice protection, will foul it back. As that was another one he could have really got a hold of, as it was pretty central. But we'll foul it back and stay at 0-2. That one gets away. Runner's going to come home. And the deep backstop will come to the benefit of Watson Elite. They'll get on the board with their first run after a little bit of a wild throw.